Hello, my fellow geeks and nerds. Welcome to my geeky basement. I am Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, and this is the 14th episode of FUNBOXING Sundays, back at our regular time of 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. It's nice to be back at a normal time for once. The last couple of weeks, they've been rather late and kind of scrambly and put together, but tonight I'm sort of right back in the wheelhouse. I think 7 o'clock is a good time. Tend to go long. I know if you're West Coast, a little bit early for you. East Coast or Central Time, East Coast, it works out perfectly. So I think it's a nice capper to the week, and it is very much so my favorite time of the week because I get to spend it with you and open up a bunch of really cool collectibles. Now, for those of you who are new here, welcome to the channel. I hope you have a lot of fun. It's pretty loosey-goosey. Like I said before, all I do is I open up some really geeky collectibles, I do a half-ass review, and we chat. And that's all it is to it. I love the interactivity between members, the people who comment, so feel free to comment in the comment section. Where else are you going to comment? I mean, you could comment to the Ethernet or into the ether, and I'm less likely to respond to you if you do it that way. But if you put in a comment in the comment section, I will try to get to it, although we have a lot on our plate today, and I do my best to get everybody, to respond to everybody. Now, today is Sunday, August 29th. Can you believe it? The summer is almost over. I know. We have until September 22nd, technically, before the fall begins. But yeah, it kind of felt like winter lasted forever and spring was like non-existent. We skipped over to spring and went to summer, and then summer just went like that. So, but we're here. And I've got a really, really fun slate for you. As always, today we are going to be unboxing the Hot Toys 501st Battalion Clone Trooper Deluxe Edition. Now, this is really cool because it actually has 3 different helmets that you can interchange with it. It's got a ton of accessories. I just got it delivered from Sideshow Collectibles this week. And so, squee! We had something really cool to open up because I think a lot of people out there are fans of the Hot Toys, especially the level of detail. We also have a couple of regular little action figures. We're going wee time after being in the 1/6 scale. We're at the 3.75-inch little figures here. We've got the retro edition Cara Dune from the Mandalorian, and this will actually complete the set that I received from Hasbro earlier on. They were generous enough to donate to me, Grief Karga, the Mandalorian, Queel, I think IG-88, and the only one I was missing was Cara Dune. And so this became available on Amazon after a long stretch of it being unavailable, and so I snapped one up. And we also have here the Clone Wars Captain Rex. This is the vintage collection, 3.75-inch version of Captain Rex, everyone's favorite clone captain. So we'll be opening up those 2 things, and of course we also have the retro Ghostpopper. Now, this is a re-release from Kenner Hasbro. They've teamed up together, and this was really big because this was from the real Ghostbusters, the animated series. And I think I'd kind of aged out of that part, so and part of me was just like, I wasn't as keen to get this just because it didn't look as screen accurate. But I know for a lot of people that's their nostalgia jam, and so I'm really looking forward to opening this up and popping some foam poppers there. And we also have some great art that I was gifted this week from my buddy Norm Wilner. Now, Norm also got me this shirt. It's a Uniqlo shirt. He got this to me pre-pandemic when he was in London, England. And so he got this for me, and so I was able to do a podcast with him the other night. Where everyone was double vaxxed, and it was great because we were on Jeremy Lalonde. He's a filmmaker and a director, Canadian, and he's got this great podcast called the Black Holes Podcast. And what you do is basically we watch a movie that everybody's heard of and end up and just discuss it afterwards. And so, let me back up a bit. So we watch a movie that everybody's heard of, but maybe you haven't seen. So it's those movies that kind of slip through the cracks, like Citizen Kane. You kind of go, yeah, everybody knows Citizen Kane, but have you watched it? And for those of you who haven't watched it, basically what we do is we watch it and then we talk about it. So it's first time viewings of these movies, which is really great. Anyways, long story short, I'm blathering on. I was at Norm's. We did the gift exchange because he's my birthday twin. We're both born on the same day, different years, but the same day. And it's become a bit of a tradition over the last few years to exchange gifts. And because of of COVID, we haven't been able to do that. So it was really nice to catch up with him. So he got me this great sweet shirt, a really nice sweatshirt, and also a lovely, lovely piece of art that he commissioned that I just jazzed to share with all of you. But before we do that, let's say hello to the Bitter Brigade and see who is in the house, or in the basement, as it were. We have our regulars there. There's Hip Optimus Prime. Yo, how are you, my friend? Hope all is well for you. Tommy K. Shut up, Tommy. For those of you who are playing the drinking game, take a drink. Colin Hollis, my neighbor. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I still owe you that hat, my friend. Still owe you that hat. We gotta get together and connect so I can get you one of these lovely, lovely lids. Fanboy Cantina is in the basement. Jason Lowe, reclaim your name, my friend. I'm so sorry I've been mispronouncing it. I'm so happy that you're taking the step to reclaim your name. And that story, that podcast that you did, that live stream that you did with Kevin on Towing Around a couple of weeks ago, really, really, it spoke to me and touched me. Little side note, my last name actually in Korean isn't Lee, it's E. And when we immigrated to Canada, immigration, they pretty much summarily said they changed it to Lee because they thought Yi would be a little bit too difficult. So that's kind of not my last name. My real last name is E. In Korean, it's Lee Son-hyung. So a little bit of trivia there. I've grown up with that name, but it's interesting to have that, and I don't know if it's going to be too much of a pain right now for me to change it, because it is a different spelling and pronunciation. But anyways, that's something to ponder. But your story really spoke to me, Jason, and he's a fantastic artist to everyone. Give his Instagram page account a look. It's Rebel Lou. He's not only a fantastic artist and illustrator, but he's also a custom figure. He takes action figures and does custom figs. He's actually gifted me a Carson Teva, or Tiva, take a drink everyone, figure, a 3.75 inch, and it's spectacular. He's custom painted the helmet and redone the face and done the sculpt. It's spectacular. So check him out, Jason Lowe. Melissa K is in the basement. Hey, how are you? All the way from Sweden. Melissa's in the basement. We've got Rebecca Martello from Washington State. Right on. Welcome, Mike Yuan. I hope I'm pronouncing it. This is all of a sudden I get paranoid that I'm not pronouncing people's names correctly. So if I'm mispronouncing it, let me know. And yeah, I'll fix that. But Mike's in the basement. Sean P, my brother from another mother from Los Angeles. Oh yeah, it's hot down there. It's been hot over here. I saw a meme today of Canada's different seasons, and there's a whole bunch. And we're in Hell's front porch season right now. It's been that hot out here as well, and we're talking like temperatures Celsius in the 40s with the heat and the humidity. So that's pretty hot. Daz416. Oh, sorry. HS. Hello from Michigan. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Daz416 is in the basement. Joe Chufuk. You happy belated birthday. It's her birthday. It was her birthday. And she's tying up this birthday weekend. So hope it was a great one. Really do. We got, I'm just gonna, Mel Dade Red 5 is standing by. Indeed, Mel. You are, I've got a surprise for you for later on, so I'll just leave it at that. So I hope you're doing well, Mel. And hopefully we'll get done so you can watch your PBS show. Here we go. We got Vanessa C in the basement. Ashley Brienzo, she's in the basement as well. Ashley is also a fantastic illustrator and artist. You just got back from Galaxy's Edge, I believe. Super jelly of all the experiences that you've had. I hope it was a great one. I saw that you were able to get on the Rise of the Resistance ride. Can't wait to hear about that. But also, Ashley is a very talented artist who does some. Her work is in the tops 2021 cards for the Mandalorian season 2. She's got some artwork in there. So give her Instagram page a view. It's worth it. She's fantastic. Brandy Woods. Hey, Brandy, how are you? Got a nice surprise for you later on in this episode, too. So stay tuned. Ian Duncan. Hey, welcome. First timer. All right. First timer. I wish I could have some sort of, I got to work on some overlays of some sort of animated, sort of like fireworks. That's me, like my mom, right? I make the noise instead of saying what it is. My mom calls a microwave a bzzz because that's what you do to the food. You put it in the microwave and it goes bzzz. So that's what she calls microwaving something. So I'm becoming my parents. Huh. But anyway, moving on. We have Brian Schoenfeld in the basement. Yes, Mike, I know. It is a season for PSL, Pumpkin Spice Latte. For a while there, I really was hoping it's Paul Sun-Young Lee season, but no. Sadly, it is not. Aaron L., welcome back to the basement. We've got Tom, who's in the basement. How are you? Rooster is in the basement. Don't worry, you're not late. I tend to blather on and on and on. My good friend, my dear friend, Robert Donatello in Oakland from West Coast. Thank you so much for joining us again, my friend. I hope you are well. Thank you again for your generosity over the last few weeks. It's been tremendous. Bitter Troll is in the basement. Hello. Jinpei05, how are you? Hope you're doing well. We have the Northern Nerdcast is in the basement. Commando Vic. Boy Fishy, hello. Case Kirby. And I'm just going to fly through these. Max F from Ireland. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thanks for staying up. It is late for you, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, right? Hopefully you don't have to get up too early in the morning. Blue Dragon Ray is in the basement. Yeah. Sorry, I've just got to catch up to everything here. Thank you, Aaron L. It is a cool shirt. I like it a lot. Trinity, hey, how are you? Anton Adard, how are you, my friend? And we have our first super chat of the evening, Buck Dancer. Thank you. You have to catch a replay. You wanted to show support. Thank you so much. Thank you. And as always, everything that gets donated to this channel gets flipped right back into the channel so I can come up with some cool content for everybody here. And this has turned into something that I truly love doing every Sunday. And I love having everybody join in. And yeah, let's get to it. We've got Jason in the basement. Boy Fishy. I love these clever names, these user handles. It's stunning. I love it. Love it. Anton Attard. Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's asking, I got to get myself a represent hat. How do we get one? Well, funny you should ask that. If there is only some way I could put in a shameless plug. There it is. You can get your official Bitter merch now at bitterasiandude.com/merch. You can get the represent hats, and we also have these super fine Bitter hats right there. And yeah, they're fine. They're really nice. They're from New Era. They fit really well. They're snapback, so most sizes fits all. Here you go for the represent. You got a little bit of Bitter Asian Dude love happening there. And they're just cool hats. They're really cool hats, and they come to support this channel. So again, thank you so much for asking that question. That's great. I owe you one. Let's go. I'm sorry, I'm just flying through these. John L. Hafney, how are you? We've had some friends from Korea, and they told us some amazing stuff about the culture. Apparently, most people have Kims as part of their name. I was always curious about that. Yeah, Kim in Korea is like Smith in North America. It's a very, very common name, very popular name. Yeah, it's all interconnected in some, you go back far enough, everybody's connected, right? So I think that's the case right there. Yeah, Erin L., your daughter, who is 10, just walked in and asked why I sound different. She has never seen you when I'm not in character. Yeah, well, you let her know. I'm an actor. That's what I do. And the voice that I use is actually my dad's voice. So how about that? Slickback is here from Kenya at 2 a.m. Dude, thank you so much for staying up late. I hope you enjoy this. We have a lot of fun. I'm just sorry. HS, Michigan. Okay, you're feeling the temperature too. Carl Lola, hey, another first timer. Let's say hello to Carl. How are you, Carl? Welcome. I got a super chat from John L. Hafney. John, hey, $20. Wow, thank you so much. That's a super sticker right there. One day we're going to get it working so that I'll be able to actually post the GIF. But the description of the GIF or the sticker is a pear character looking at himself in the mirror saying, "Thanks for being you," with hearts popping out of his eyes. That's a lovely descriptor. Thank you so much, John, for the generous donation. Really appreciate that. It means a lot. It means a lot, and this is something that I'm hoping I want to build this channel together with all of you, and let's see how big we can make it, and turn it into a movement of kindness and of fun and geekery and nerdery and acceptance and all those awesome things. Let's do that. Let's do that, right? But and these donations help. They help a lot. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for that. Here we go. I'm sorry, there's a phone call here. I'm going to ignore that because it's your time. It's time for all of you. That's right. Yamato Desu from Malaysia, and it's 6 a.m. Early riser. Early bird catches a worm. Thank you for joining. They saw me from Kim's Convenience and just had to see my smile again. I'm so happy you have a YouTube channel. So am I. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, Ray, here we go. Shang-Chi on Saturday. LOL, got my Mando hot toy. Lord, it's beautiful. That's right. On both counts. I'm actually going to be going to see Shang-Chi on Wednesday for the Canadian premiere. I was lucky enough to get an invite. Kind of know somebody who's in that movie, and really excited to bring the family to see that. It's a triumph for the Asian community, and I'm so proud of him, and I can't wait to see what they do with the movie. High hopes, and I'm absolutely sure that he will crush it. He'll absolutely crush it. Thank you so much, Ray, for the generous donation again. Bitter Troll, you're asking, any ideas when the Bitter Hats ship? Yeah, this is how it works out. A number of orders have to come in, and once we reach that number of orders, then it gets shipped out, because it's just a cost. To keep the cost down, we need to have X amount of hats ordered. So I think the number was like 25, and we hit that threshold. So they're being made, and they will get out to you soon. And I want to say thank you so much for your patience. I know it's something that, in order to keep costs down, like you'll notice the shipping is down as well too. We want to pass the savings on to everybody that's out there, but the logistics wise is, so I'm not sitting on like a box, because it's not coming out of my home. It's actually, I'm in partnership with Pigeon Row, and they're doing a fantastic job. But with the pandemic still going on, space is limited, and so we're trying to get a nice flow so that we're not sitting on stock for too long. And we're still working out the kinks, but rest assured, the hats are on the way soon. Like the orders, I got an email, I think, from Pigeon Row last week saying that the orders have gone through. We're just waiting for production to be done, and then they'll be shipped out and shipped as soon as possible. But we'll let you know. We'll let you know. But thank you again for your patience, and I apologize for any delay. Yeah. Aaron L, super sticker, thank you so much. Video game controller jumps up and down excitedly. Again, I need to see these stickers. Actually, you know what? Here we go. I see it now. See, I've got my iPad here, and it's running, and I can see the comments and or the super stickers, and they're cute. They are super cute. The controller's like an old school NES controller, which is really, really nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aaron. That's great. And again, you help to support this channel. That makes my heart sing. Laura Sue, your son-in-law loves checking out the good stuff behind you. Yeah, I know. It's just I am working right now on. It's gonna be a big undertaking. As much as I love the background, just because it's set up that way, and it's less work, I'm getting too cramped in here. I'm collecting things at an alarming rate, and opening things, and I'm just running out of room. So we're going to try to do some feng shui and maximize the efficiency of this room and really make it look nicer. So this couch back here that Podrick lies down on, it's gonna have to go, and we're gonna flip the room. We're gonna flip the room and get some really nice displays up so you can see the helmets better, and you can see all the stuff way better, and just call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Not that it's a plug for them, or trash removers or whatever, and get an extra storage space and really start maximizing what we have here in terms of display. So and of course this leads me to my next thing, because I left to blather on. Sorry. Memberships. I swear to God, they're coming. They're coming. I'm just getting the content ready for it again. And one of the things is that we're going to be working on for our membership offer is it's going to be a guided tour of this mess that I call my geeky basement. That includes the back stock room as well, which is also my recording studio. So we're going to be doing that sort of back behind the scenes sort of tour of it, and a step-by-step process of flipping the room and getting it reorganized. So there's going to be some fun before and after things. Those will be available to the members early on, and then eventually I think we'll release it to the rest of the channel. But again, that's one of the perks of benefits of membership is I'm a professional speaker. But that's one of the perks. But they are coming, and this week I'll get it to you. I promise. Elliot Kung is in the basement. How do I get such an accent with Appa again? That's my dad. Captain Wrecked, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Kim and Park were two insanely common like Smith names in in the USAF when you work with them. Yeah. My mom's maiden name was Park. And that, again, Kim, Pak, Choi, Che, Ro, or No, and E, so, or Ri. So there's quite a few. Here we go. Oh, Mike. Here we go. For Mike, Strange asked, could we get a shut up Tommy, I'm still sober? Oh, I thought I got that initial shut up Tommy, but I'll do it again just because, you asked nicely and you donated generously to the channel. So get your drinks ready, everyone. Shut up, Tommy. It's cool. He's my neighbor. I love him, and he loves this. So it's part of the games. It's one of the things that we do. That's one of the things that we do. Vanessa says, I finally watched They Live after I unboxed it, and I don't know how I missed such a cult classic all these decades. Yeah, that's what I love and that's fandom. When you can share these gems with other people, and that you hear about it, and you kind of go, oh, okay, let me check it out, and then you fall in love with it, or you really enjoy it, and that's what I love. It's like, oh, you haven't seen this, you got to check it out, and it really is about sharing that joy, spreading it around. Yeah, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry, everybody. I know you're all going, hey, you know what? Let's get to the unboxing, old man. But before I do that, Rooster has another super sticker right there. It's a pear character flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face. Let's go see. Woo, super pear. It's a cool one. It's a really cool one. You can see him flying through. Thank you so much, Rooster. And again, for the super generous donation to this channel. Better to pick the dirty undies off the floor for the tour. Maybe I'm missing conversation. That's a blanket. It's not dirty underwear. It's just Podrick's blanket. Yoko McCann! Hello, my friend. How are you? I hope you are well. I miss you posterizing Kevin on Mondays. Let's be fair. You chirping him and just like slam dunking over him was just something that I miss. And Kevin's at his baseball game now, and he might check in with a hello there. But let's be honest, that was the funnest part of Mondays is you just slam dunking on Kevin, and I miss that. But we're gonna find something soon that we're gonna do. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Daniel Sertle is in the basement. Hey, how are you, my collecting friend? Colin Hollis is asking, did I watch The Last Action Hero yet? Can we do a live watch party and tweet? Ooh, it's on Netflix, so those that don't own it can watch it. That's a great idea, Colin. I'm going to stick that in the hat because I have so many different things on the go. But I think that's a great idea. Once I get the memberships launched, let's look into that for sure. Joe Caroni is in the basement. Thank you so much. Happy belated birthday, Paul. Here's for the channel, or buy yourself a coffee. Still sending you a package. I've just been traveling. May the force be with you. My friend, no worries. Thank you so much for the generous donation. And for those of you who don't know, Joe as well is a fantastic artist. He, along with Ashley, they've done work for Topps. He does convention circuits, which I'm super jelly about. And all your photos look great on Instagram, but check him out. again, artists supporting artists, and he's spectacular. He's great. Thank you so much, my friend, for your generous donation. And for the birthday gift, I will buy myself a coffee with that. Thank you so much. An expensive one, $4.99. Ha ha! I'm rich. Maybe I'll put alcohol in it. No. At night, maybe, but not in the morning. But it's nighttime somewhere, right? Oh man, look at this. All of y'all. This is crazy. Rebecca, thank you so much, Rebecca Martello. Hey Paul, love Funboxing Sundays. If you had to choose only one blaster weapon from the Star Wars universe, what would it be? Ooh, that's a good question. That is a really good question. Do I go with the iconic E11? E11 blaster, blaster rifle, or do I go with the DL44 pistol, or do I go with the DH17? Or, oh my god, there's so many. It's like having to choose which of your kids is your favorite. And I guess the question is too, like, how would I be using it? Like, would it be a real world thing, or would it be a display piece? Like the A280 blaster rifle, very versatile, lots of stopping power. It was a favorite of mine when I used it in Mandalorian Season 2. It was heavy because it's metal. And it was like a real gun that they basically, transformed or rejigged into the A280. Or do I go with something that is just like for display purposes only? Wow, that's interesting. If it were a sidearm, I'd have to go with the DL44. That's the Han Solo blaster for everyone out there. And if it were a rifle, I'd go with the A280 just because. I just like the look of it too. The look of it, it's spectacular. So that's a great question. Thank you so much again for the super chat donation there, Rebecca. And we have another one on the heels of that from Joe. Joe, it's your birthday. Why are you doing this? Thanks for the birthday wishes. Here's something to build a geeky warehouse. And that's what I love about you. You're so generous. Thank you so much, Joe. I hope your birthday weekend was as spectacular as you are. Here we go. And oh man, I'm just my cup runneth over. My cup really does runneth over. Hey, thank you so much, Joe. Captain Wrecked, here we go. We got a super chat from him too. Great to be back with the brigade. Bittersweet visit with the family, but great to see them after 2 years. Yeah, unboxing gets me until my Rex ships from Hot Toys. That's right. That's another one I got on pre-order as well, and I'm really looking forward to unboxing that one too. That's a good buy. But in the meantime, we do have this wee little version, the 3.75 inch. We'll take a look at him there. These two were kind of difficult to get for a while, but now Amazon has opened the floodgates, and remind me to complain, first world problems, about Amazon's complete inability to ship stuff without wrecking it. It's like they still don't understand that these, for a lot of people who are buying them, aren't playing with them. They are collecting them. And like you'll see the damage to the packaging. It's a good thing I'm a dirty, filthy opener. But if you want a mint in box, you might be very, very disappointed. You are going to be very disappointed. But thank you so much again, Captain, for that super chat donation. Everyone loves Gav is here from Ireland as well. Thomas D is late, but that's okay because I've been blah 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 blathering on and having a great time doing it. Tom. Here you go. And did I? I caught up. Last quote is still waiting for my Rex from Walmart. Oh, you ordered last November, but you got one from Toy Snowman, so you're good. Right on. So you're talking about, Daniel, you're talking about the 3.75 inch version. Yeah, it was on Amazon. It's fairly inexpensive. I think the Cara Dune Retro one, which was like not shipping at all, and ones that were out were something like people were asking ridiculous amounts for it because of the controversy behind. Oh my God, why have I gone completely blank on her? Gina Carano. Oh my God, Gina Carano's dismissal from the show, so to speak. And so like every vulture is out there trying to jump on that. And be opportunistic about that. And so the price went sky high, and the only way to really sort of, knock that down is make them readily available. That's it. That's all you need to do, and it stops the madness, and then everyone can have one, and kids can play with them, and adults who collect them can be happy. you don't create that kind of a shortlist demand to like just drive everybody crazy. But that's another topic for another day. Yeah, okay, here we go. You know, actually, you said you got your Amazon exclusive Ray pop figure, and I thought you said poop figure. That's what I read. That's not what you wrote, but that's what I read. So there you go. Ian asked a question: how do you guys feel about her being dismissed? Was it a sore subject for the fellow actors? I'll tell you this very candidly. My experience with her on set was fantastic. Gina Carano was such a warm, generous person. She spoke to me. She didn't have to. None of them had to talk to me, but that's the culture on the set. She was very, very kind to me, and we chatted. I had a scene with her, and it was a tough scene because, you know, I just met her, and as this scene, we're talking the emotionality of the characters. Her character's from Alderaan. My character's trying to push her towards joining the New Republic and helping out. And so there's a lot of emotion there, and, you know, she was a very generous actor. I think she handled that scene very well. She was nervous because, you know, she's relatively new to acting. She's been in a number of films. But, I mean, the book on her, I think, and she was aware of this, was like, you know, oh, she's good in physical stuff but not acting. And for, like, anybody who started off, like any of the wrestlers, Dave Bautista, The Rock, you know, and Gina, when you come from that background, you've got that sort of... you have to live with that reputation. You really want to go beyond that and be more than that. And I understand that, especially coming from... I'm a character actor. I played a Korean Canadian character so well that people are still shocked that I don't speak with that accent. So I understand the need or the desire to like to stretch your wings and be more than what you're known for. But that's all I can say about Gina. She was absolutely lovely to work with, and I can't speak to her motivations behind what she tweeted and what went out. I was surprised by it, and I couldn't match up the person that I met on set with who their online presence, which was unfortunate. But and another thing I just to mention too is like she wasn't really fired because her contract was up. They just didn't renew her contract. So it's not like, you know, she made those tweets and then Disney said, well, I mean, Disney did say that, but they didn't have to say anything really. But yeah, it was one of those things where sadly they did not ask her back because of what she said. But I think there needs to be consequences, especially if it is... I think it was misguided. I don't think she is, personally, and just talking from my own perspective, I don't think she's a mean-spirited, vindictive person. I don't. Not one bit. But what I do think is she's a fighter. She's a scrapper. And on social media, it can be an ugly, ugly place. And I know she was attacked beforehand because she wasn't using the identifiers for gender. And, you know, people were jumping on her like, why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this. And, like, attacking her, which is, like, not the best way to get somebody to do something, right? Even if it is the right thing, you don't attack somebody to do it. So she does what she's always done, which is fight back. And I think it's a series of misunderstandings that just got worse and worse and worse. And it just comes to this point where, you know, it took one of her co-stars, I think, it was Pedro Pascal, whose sibling has come out as trans, to explain to her the importance of these signifiers and that it wasn't a joke. And so once somebody humanized it and made it like not like she was being attacked, of course she was more open to listening to it. But I think that's social media now. It is that they're so ready for you to make any sort of mistake and jump on you, and it can be really, really kind of upsetting and scary, and different people do react to it in different ways. So that's it. Like my personal experience with Gina is she's really, really a lovely, lovely person. I can't speak to her social accounts though, so there's that. It's unfortunate though. Ray ask Simu for an invite. LMAO. Have a great time. Painting while listening to you is really getting me my zone. Oh, right on. Hope you're painting a lot of your. You must be painting some of your 3D prints. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. And thanks again for the donation. And we have another one from Slickback. Sorry. Hey, Slickback from Kenya. Thank you. Blessings. YouTube being weird. Have to use a VPN to donate. Oh, that's weird. Can't wait for the join and for the channel to keep growing. Right on. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I gotta get organized. I'm doing a lot of this. I'm finding the YouTubing stuff. I'm a YouTuber. It's fun. It's fun, but I'm so busy with the other things in life too that it gets stuff gets in the way, and I got to get a little bit more organized with that. But thank you so much for your patience and for that donation. Okay, I am going to shut up and open some stuff. Right? All right. Here we go. First off. Aha. Here it is, right here. The moment we've been waiting for. This is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure. It is the 501st Battalion Clone Trooper Deluxe version, still in the shipper box. I actually opened it up really briefly to show it on my Instagram channel to try to lure some viewers in over there. And but I put it right back in the box. So these are the infamous shipping boxes that I keep telling everybody about. And if you're playing the drinking game, get ready. Because if you keep this nondescript sort of branded shipping box and you want to resell your hot toy, you'll actually get more money for it. The resale value is enhanced if you keep this box, this simple cardboard box with it. So take a drink because I did mention resale value. And so as you can see here, I'm going to get this keyboard out of the way. And I'm going to switch perspectives. Here we go. So it's very... I'm going to pull back. I always do that. I always pull it on there. It's a box with a cardboard insert to keep it, like if you're slicing open the tape with a knife, so it keeps that protected. You see the Star Wars logo there. And then I'm just going to slip it out of the box. Here we go. And it comes in a plastic bag, just to keep it safe here. And I'm even going to keep these inserts. I'm going to keep these flaps because it's original packaging, and you'll hear that phrase as well. It's still in its original packaging. I'm even going to keep this plastic bag, and you can see here it's taped, right? So I'm not going to and pull it. I might pick at it a little bit, but at the end, yeah, I don't want to stretch the bag too much, so I am going to get the knife, and I'm going to carefully, there we go, just like that, and I'm going to close it, practice my knife safety. Here we go. Oh, Carl Lola, yours came in a few weeks ago. It's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I kind of want to order another one of these. Because of the 3 different versions, the 3 different heads. So I'm going to see that bag is going right in there. So let's take a look. This iPhone, get out of the way. So here it is. This is my iPad. This is my iPad. And here we go. I'm going to just do this. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a standard size box. You've got the Clone Trooper here from the 501st with the Ahsoka Tano markings on it, and I think they became 332nd. One of you nerds can clarify that for me, because off the top of my head I can't remember it. But you can see here as well. You've got the Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet right there. I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit there. Phase 1 clone helmet, and then you've got the Phase 2 clone helmet, and you can see the smidge of a jetpack back there, right? There you go. You got the nice cigar band right there, and ooh, there you go. That's a nice one. I'm just gonna cigar band. I'll do it this way. These are great. These are lovely. And again, for those of you who are watching, you know, this is not a screen cap from the movie or from the animated series. This is an actual photograph of the figure itself, right? And you can go. Wait, it is 332nd. Thank you, Brian Schoenfeld. I appreciate that. Mel is asking, did I tell Sujith that I do buy pretty much everything that I have in that room? Yeah, pretty much. pretty much. Like this is I got gifted from Sideshow that Luke Skywalker and the deluxe Mando with Child and R2D2. Although the Luke Skywalker's not, it's not from Hot Toys. That's the Sideshow version of it. So they had that in stock, and made a connection with some lovely people at Sideshow, and they sent me out a nice care package. So, but besides that, everything pretty much behind me, yeah, I bought. So I was on a TV show for a while, though, so I did have some discretionary funds to use. But before that, I was also a nerd, and I had collected a bunch of that stuff out of my own pocket too. And I think the hope is everybody thinks, oh, this stuff, everybody, you know, he gets sent to him. He gets sent to him. That's how we can afford it. That's the dream. Maybe one day that would be cool, or if I could get it at a heavily discounted rate, that would be really cool too. But I do this because A, I think the figures are super cool. B, I collect them, right? And I've fallen in love with Hot Toys. And C, yeah, it's what nerds and geeks do with the discretionary funds, right? It's just buy stuff and have lots of fun with it. So I'll shut up now, and I'll keep opening this up. I will open this up, and I'll give you a nice review of that. But yeah. Okay. All right. So here is the. We're gonna open it up. Maybe do you want me to zoom out? Let's zoom out. I always do that. Always go the wrong way. Let me do this, and there. Okay. Open her up. Ooh, and as always, we have the lovely insert. Lovely that you can see that. You can see this is like some sort of a snow spray that's happening there. This is an effect of precipitation of some sort of moisture as this clone trooper is in action, and you can see like the detail of the weathering here is spectacular. Oh, Tommy, why did you have to do that? Why? Why? Is that a ding in the lower part of the box? Damn it! Ugh! Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Shut up, Tommy. Take a drink. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Bothers me a little bit. Hold on. But the box! Yeah, you know what? You can see a little bit of damage there. Bingo, bango, dingo, dango. And that's pretty much how it happened. Well, that's okay. Hot Toys, they maintain their resale value anyways because they're so. If I was to sell this on eBay, I would most definitely take a picture of it and say, "Buyer beware." Just so you know, for full transparency, there is a slight crease in the bottom right-hand corner. I would say that, and I'd maybe knock $10 off. That's it. Oh, that's great. Oh, Captain Wreck, $2. Thank you so much for your donation. Video evidence, it arrived in that condition. Yeah, what are you going to do? It's a good thing I'm a dirty, filthy opener, though, right? Robert saying, yeah, forget about it. It's just a tiny ding. You're absolutely right. And I know people who are like, they need to have that mint in box thing. And this is not even the exterior of the box. The exterior of the box is, oh, it's dinged too. Damn it. It's, where is it? Come on. Oh, there it is. It's dinged as well. And this is why it's important to package things and ship them correctly. Now, maybe in the transit from China to the US and then from US here, somewhere along the way, somebody just dropped the ball or the box once. And that's it. It just sort of went through. Yeah, Yoko, do people buy hot toys and not open them? Yeah, some people do. It's odd, but a mint in box. They're the ones that they want to flip them afterwards. So when they go out of what it's like when they go out of stock or out of print or they don't make them anymore, then the value skyrockets. And so if you have something that is mint in box that is not meant to be enjoyed but to be exploited and sold, and hey, if that's your vibe, totally cool. I mean, I got my eye on a K2SO. They're not making them anymore, and or maybe they are. They are still available, but for the longest time I couldn't find one. Yeah, so the price has gone up. It's like, yeah, it's a hot toy, but it's a rare hot toy, and so like it's north of $1,000 Canadian, which is like $20 American. But I mean, just kidding. But it's north of $1,000. It's a 1/6 scale figure. Why is it so expensive? Because it's rare. Because people like me want to get them. Supply and demand. You're absolutely right, Gabe Gall. I'm going to have to move into a bigger room soon, and yeah, I was talking about this earlier on, but plans in work. Okay, so let's get back to this. So this is, ignore the freaking thing in the corner, damn it. I'm gonna zoom out so we get a better view. Yes, and my thumb is still gnarly, but don't worry, everybody, it's fine. It's just I got bit like 3 or 4 weeks ago by a neighbor's dog. Not trying to bite me, but trying to get the snack or the treat that I was giving it. And bada boom. I'm gonna get rid of that offensive comment. Thank you, Tommy, for pointing that out and yucking my yum. But this is fine. So take a drink. I mentioned my thumb. It's just growing out. It's just the blood that was trapped under the nail. That's it. Okay. I will shut up and open this now. I'm going to take this out. And I don't know, maybe his face will be cracked in half. Okay, here we go. Your classic clamshell. You've got the tray up here with the accessories. You've got a really nice, cool-looking backpack. Thermal detonators. Different hands. You do different things. You can, have him shoot a gun, have him grab something. Get your mind out of the gutter. And he's got the big rotating Gatling barrel gun. And let's see here. I'm going to pull this clamshell tray out. I'm not going to use the knife. I'm going to use my fingers and just pull on the tape. There we go. Now that I've got that one side out, I'm going to do this and that. There we go. So we have the clamshell, which I will put aside here. And here is the Clone Trooper. There you go. And like I said before, there's 3 different separate heads. The Phase 1 Clone Trooper from Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. The Phase 2 from Revenge of the Sith. And this is the Phase 2 repaint with the Ahsoka Tano, which ultimately became 332nd. But it's a Phase 2 with a repaint right there. And I'm just glad that the Clone Trooper does not have a plastic bag a la serial killer over his head. Or their head. Yeah, and so this is, I'm going to pull this out of the box. The crushed box with the dented corner. Son of a bitch. Come on. Nothing can be easy. Have a drink. There we go. And again, we have another layer underneath here with even more accessories. Hello, can you see my reflection? Ooh. So we've got rocket pack. And you've got, this is the display rod, the dynamic display rod. And then you have I think this is a DC-15. One of you nerds help me out here. And these 2 other Clone War era blaster rifles. We had them. And yes, Melissa. Instructions. Everyone take a drink. I love the instructions. And actually, that's a great idea. I can post the helmets on sticks and reenact the end of the Clone Wars series. I just need to get the CW Ahsoka figure. That's right. That is right. And Hot Toys are only available from the K2SO Hot Toys are only available from the secondary market. Aha! There you go. Sorry. Dan H. Here we go. Korean Canadian in New York. Just so cool that I can interact with Appa like this. Even more hilarious in real life. Just found this channel. Are you based in Toronto? I am indeed based out of East York, which was Canada's only borough before they folded it into the mega city. Anyways, yeah, I live in the east end of Toronto. So if you're ever in the neighborhood, say hi. And so we've got all the accessories here. We have, all right, I'll pull this out. I need to put the clone trooper down here. I'll do this to remove the box. Remove it from the box. Oh, here's the back end of the box where it has, you know, what this is, who was involved in making it, the warnings about not to eat or swallow the small parts. And I'm slowly working my way out. And I've noticed, yeah, another ding up here. So there's a ding up there, ding down. It's just full of ding dongs. Oh, oh well. Oh well. So got this here. You know, why am I spending all this time on the accessories? Nobody wants to see the accessories. Everybody wants to see the Clone Trooper. So let's take him out. There's a dude who's got a YouTube channel. Its YouTube channel is Jeddah Patrol, and he ordered like 5 of these. Did he get 5, or did he get the other one? Did he get the Coruscant Guard? No, I think it was this. He got 5, and I was like, 5? That's a lot. But he's army building. And now looking at this, it's like, I get it. I totally get it. Check out his YouTube channel, Jeddah Patrol. He does he does a much better job of unboxing and reviewing items than I do. You'll learn way more watching his channel than mine. Yeah, no, it's really great. So give him a follow and check him out if you like his stuff. I'm going to open up. Here we go. We got the different little helmets. We got. So for those of you here, I will zoom in. You got a nice shot of my garbage over there in the corner. That's great. So here it is. This is the. Look at the detailing on that. The paint, the sculpt. Look at that. Just gorgeous. And even the little bits, you can see the gunky bits of like grime that's in there. It's weathered. That's what I love about the Star Wars universe. It is a lived-in universe. It is not spick and span, hyper clean like Star Trek. And now I'm not disparaging Star Trek. I'm just pointing out the difference between the two universes. And there's definitely a different aesthetic that's going. My preference, though, is for something that's lived in, just because it's much easier to cosplay something that has been lived in and is weathered than something that needs to be completely pressed and cleaned and like no wrinkles whatsoever. But this is, so here's the Ahsoka Tano version of it. And again, this is a deluxe version, which is why you have the 3 different options for helmets. There is just a standard edition of just the 332nd and of just the 501st Battalion clone. And of course those are a little bit less expensive. I wasn't going to say cheaper, because Hot Toys are not cheap. Just more, it's expensive. They're more expensive than drugs. It is, yeah, no, they're spending. It's expensive. Like, average cost for these, if you include shipping, is about, it'll cost you about $300 per figure. And so it is, yeah. But the cool thing is, get your drinks ready. If you ever need to sell them, you can, and they'll retain their value. They retain the resale value. In fact, they will go up in value if you keep things like the original packaging. Take another drink. And you're actually looking at something that I love, but also my kids' inheritance, and that's cool. I kind of love that. I love the fact that if they needed to, they could sell my stuff off and still make, a nice. And sorry, this is from another neighbor's dog, who has very long claws and likes to jump up. I'm like the candy man on the street with the dogs, because when we walk Podrick, who's my dog, I have a pouch with like treats in it, and we have dried duck treats, just dried duck. And I'm cheap. I give them out to all the dogs. I ask first always, but so all the dogs, I've bribed them into liking me, basically. And yeah, so they get really excited when they see me coming down. So here comes a feed bag, because that's how they know me, as the feedback. And so this is from it's from another this is from another dog. Okay, get back to this. Yeah, so this is phase one, and you can see the difference between the two in terms of the designs here. Like, this is very much more like a Mandalorian form. You've got the T visor there, and it's sort of here, but you can see it traveling from phase one to phase two in terms of the Clone Wars or the Star Wars, the original trilogy look of the stormtroopers. There, you've got the two Hovey mics there, and the V-code thing, but they're building it in, and you can see that it's getting more and more tubular, just like the TK units, right? And this is more of a Mandalorian, you know, Jango Fett, which is what the clone's genetic material has been culled from, right? So you can see are these in focus? Come on, focus better, focus better. Maybe because of his face. Anyways, so there's that, another side profile. And this is what it looks like underneath. They've got these, once we pull the helmet off the figure itself, you're going to see, like, it's basically a plastic ball that fits. You just squiggle it on there, and that's how it stays on. So we got these two. And now let's pull out the Clone Trooper himself. Ooh, look, silica. I wonder how that tastes. Oh, wait. Because I read the box, I know. Don't eat it! Zoom out a little bit. So you can see him. And again, plastic sleeves to protect the arms. Won't be needing that. But I'll be keeping them because nothing goes to waste, and everything, if I need to sell it, will go right back onto the figure. Booties. 1, 2. And again, this is what I love about the Hot Toys figures. They are uber accurate. I'm going to lay them sideways here so I can close up here. Right? This is what I love, is the fact that if you cosplay as a clone trooper, it's intensely detailed, and you get these little insights onto, you know, like the undersuit here. I don't know if you can see that here. Oh, you know what? Because the light is not on. Do I have the light plugged in? This is why it's so dark. This is why we can't have nice things. Hold on a second. I just gotta get this light plugged in. There we go. So if you can see the detailing on his suit there, into the light. There you go. There's actual ribbing in the material. You can see that's how detailed it is. The undersuit has that the knit pattern there, right? And you can actually pull the armor off. Now these shoulder bells, or pauldrons, if you're in the medieval times. But they're for the 501st, we call them shoulder bells here, and the bicep armor, it's got elbow armor, and the forearm gauntlets. We call these gauntlets. You can remove all this stuff from the Hot Toys if you need to and strip it down. And here's chest armor. You can see the connective piece there, the utility belt thermal detonator, the back plate, the butt plate here, the cod piece. You got your thigh, and floating knee armor. I bet that's so much fun. And of course you've got some spats here, and the Clone Trooper boots. But that's, again, there's amazing points of articulation for all of these figs. Now the armor does get a bit clunky. I'm sure if you're posing these figures for photography or for dioramas and whatnot, the armor does, very much like in real life, limit the mobility of these characters, because you get little pinches where the joints sort of squeeze together and pinch you. That's called armor bites for those of you who cosplay as that. But another cool thing is too, you can see the strapping that's used there too. And this is very much like what members of the 501st use. You can see there as well. There's a neck seal that the clone troopers when I'm cosplaying as a TK, there's a bib and a neck sleeve. It's like a neck. What is it called again? Oh my god, I've gone blank. It's a neck seal. That's what I call it. Anyways, so that one of the stipulations of when you're cosplaying as a clone trooper or a stormtrooper is if you're wearing a helmet, they don't want to see any skin. So you see a lot of cosplayers, they'll have like a balaclava on. Yeah, kind of a dicky bitter troll, but not really. That's what it is a dicky. But they don't call it that. Do they call it a bib? I can't remember. Anyways, no, it's a neck seal. They call it a neck seal. That's what it is. So yeah, and then the helmet there, you can just pop off the helmet. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm afraid of breaking it. But you can see there, that's a little suction cup, and that's the headpiece right there. And so you can see the neck seal goes all the way up. Now there's no head, obviously, and then it's interchangeable. So if you wanted to, you just put the Phase 1 Clone Trooper in there. You put Ahsoka's. There you go. I've got that. Ahsoka's, which is great. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out now. Zoom out. Oh look, I went the right way for once. So you've got those that ability, and the chest armor. See, it just even just doing that, it rotated and it was like, oh look, you even got the straps here are accurate. That's fantastic. And let's talk about the paint job too. I'm gonna zoom back in. I gotta zoom right back in. Gasket, neck gasket. Thank you, Steve. Welcome, Steve. There you go. Fellow 501st member, Steve, thank you so much. Also one of the geniuses who's involved with Buckethead, Star Wars short web series. Fantastic. But see, yeah, a neck gasket as well. I've heard it called that. But let's get back to the weathering here. The paint job on this is exquisite. Like, oh, it was in focus for a second, and then I ruined it. Come on. There you go. Look at the level, the grime. Look at that. Like, not his crotch, but I mean the well-worn areas here. The way the paint is applied on the shoulder bells, right? And it just, that's masterful. Look at the detail around that. The high traffic areas where they're gonna get scuffs, where all those things are gonna happen. That's what I love. It's not too much, and it's the problem too is with weathering. When you're doing it, sometimes when you show it on camera, it doesn't show up as well. So there's a perfect balance of weathering here in the paint applications, and it looks very much like it was self-applied by the clones, because that's what they did. They ended up painting their own helmets to differentiate themselves. So this wasn't like something that was sanctioned by the Republic and said, okay, well, we're going to paint this all in scheme. Like, it was, they kind of did it themselves, which is what I love. I love that. Let's take a look at this tray of goodies here too now. And here are some of the accessories. We've got the BFG here. There we go, as seen in episode 2 during the Battle of Geonosis, and then later on you actually see this this type of weapon very close in Solo. In some of the deleted scenes, one of the members of Beckett's crew, actually, and he got cut out of the movie, used this type of weapon in the Mimban battle, battle on Mimban. And this, again, I love this. This is spectacular. So here's a fully functional backpack with straps that you can put on the Clone Trooper, and it's got a magnet seal here, which is great, but the detail, because like, this is fabric. this is fabric. It's a soft part there, and you can see that's basically where the other magnet, rare earth magnet, is, and that's what keeps it closed. And you have this so that you can actually have the Clone Trooper wearing this backpack if you want, and you can put all these other accessories in it if you want. You know, you can put the hands in there. Give the man a hand. The other thermal detonators in there. That's pretty cool. So you have some place to store it. So you can swap the pieces out. So that's this piece here. That's this tray. And then the other tray right here. I'm going to zoom out. There you go. That's Hot Toys right there. Just a really smart way of packaging things and stacking them one on top of another in these clamshell cases. And so here we go. We've got your basic stand here. It says Star Wars 501st Battalion Clone Troopers. Trust me on that. So it's your basic stand. Now, it doesn't have the crotch rider, which is great, because that makes me feel uncomfortable just looking at it. But again, it's got this dynamic, sort of inanimate carbon rod that it flexes and bends, so you can have the appearance of the Clone Trooper flying, and that gets inserted right in there like that. And then this gets attached to this clip, this pincher clip, which would then attach itself around the point the waist and look kind of invisible, because this figure also comes with a rocket pack. Hey, check that out. It is, I'm going to zoom in on this now. Zoom in, not out, there you go. Look at that. And again, the same level of detail in terms of the paint application is there. It's beautiful. And it looks like a magnetized system. It is. I love that. Thank you so much, Hot Toys. And it's even, like, it corrects itself in terms of its placement. That's pretty much where it sits, which is fantastic. Look at that. Okay. And then you also have the option of, there you go, fire. So you can just take it and you insert them. I know I should be reading the instructions about this first, but I think I got this part figured out, and I've actually done this a couple of times with other figures. So, and there are no magnets involved with these, but you can just, woo, that's a lovely sound. Put that in, clip that on, and then fire. I'm taking off. I'm taking off. Look at me, I'm flying with my jetpack. So there's that. And then, yeah, so you can just basically, you put the clamp around his waist, take that to that, blah, blah, blah. It looks like he's flying, which is awesome. And then, of course, you have his weapons. Look at that. And again, for cosplayers, without access to any detailed photographs of these things on set, look at that! It even moves. You could, I mean, really, this is the folding stock, and I've broken it. That's awesome. This is the folding stock. There you go. This is the folding stock right there for it. And I'm getting a buzz from my wife saying I've missed something. I know. Yes. And I did see that, and there is a super chat from my friend Kenny C3. Hello, my friend. Stop. What is Korea Day of Independence? August 15th, 1945. Hwangbokseol. There you go. But thank you, Kenny, for keeping me honest. And then you have this, which is, it's a rocket propelled. This is a missile. If I remember correctly, this is used to fire missiles, usually at huge droid armor, right? And again, you have access to these. Again, these accessories are so finely detailed. If you wanted to reconstruct this for your cosplay, you've got interesting frame of, and I bet if you did the measurements and wanted to scale it up, it would be fairly easy to do that too, right? And then, of course, you've got this beauty here, Steve. What is this called again, Steve? You nerd. It's like DC, not the 17. Something. It's interesting too. I love the fact that they have like these are. This is obviously like an M38 tank scope that they repurposed and put it underneath in there. Real world Greeblies, model kits, bashed parts put together. This stock looks like the end of an MG42, which is for the DL19 that the TKs used in the original trilogy and stuff. So you like a really fun little, like if you're a history buff or a nerd, it's interesting finding all these real world weapons that they've used. A. Pearson is saying it's a DC-15A. Right here, the DC-15A. Thank you so much for that. But again, it's to scale. It is to scale. So, I mean, he holds it in his hand. Now I've got the wrong hands for it, but like it fits in his hand, and it's it's quite amazing. So this is a rousing success. I love the paint on this is great. Always the DC-17 is the pistol. Okay, thanks, Cameron. And the DC-15A, yeah. Sorry. There we go. Again, Hot Toys, you're always going to get the details. I'm really impressed with the paint scheme, with the paint application on this Clone Trooper, though. I think they really knocked it out of the park with this particular figure. I love having the options of the regular 501st Battalion, 332nd, and the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This is really makes you want to get some more, and have like at least 2 other ones so that you can model them all that way. Or if you want to army build, you've got all these great clone figures. So that is the huge endorsement from me. If you want to get into Hot Toys, this is a great entry level one too. For a deluxe figure too, it was only about $300, I think. So that's pretty good, and you get a ton of accessories for this. And again, there are links in the descriptions below, in the description of the video below. So check it out. Sideshow Collectibles. They are the official distributor of Hot Toys in North America. Give them a check. They're not the only place that you can get them, though. I think there's Toys Planet? No. Jetta Patrol and my friend Justin for Justin's Collection. That's their website, their go-to website, and again, they have a wide variety of Hot Toys straight from. They're a third-party seller, so they will buy them and then resell them. They're not a distributor; they are a seller. But again, they have like a big selection, varied selection of Hot Toys as well as does Sideshow. Sideshow, they don't only do Star Wars; they go into the Marvel universe. But I gotta stay in my lane, so I stick with the Star Wars stuff because, this stuff is more expensive than drugs. Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and sort of chat. So today I was out in Pickering. Pickering is a small sort of city just on the east part of Toronto. It goes, if you ever done that drive, if you're driving out of Toronto, it's Powell, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa. That's the sort of mnemonic that my wife sort of taught me. I grew up in Calgary, so I didn't know any of this stuff. But we were out there because my youngest, Miles, plays baseball, Select League Baseball, and I am one of the assistant coaches. and I love watching my boy play baseball. He had a fantastic couple of games because we played a game yesterday too. I've got a little bit of color you might see. It's because I was out in that blazing sun just standing there doing coaching stuff. So he had two great games. So we were out there and came back to town, came back home. I really was super excited though. I wanted to get home really quickly because I wanted to do this unboxing with everybody, all of my friends online here. I'm so happy that all this is working out. So that was our drive today. It was supposed to rain the whole time. Like they were calling for 40% chance of cover, low, 40% precipitation. Not very much of it, but it was going to be thunderstorms too. And last night in Toronto there was a massive thunderstorm for a bit. And yeah, that's these here. That was one of the things. Is like the joke around here is, how do you know what day it is? It's a baseball day. Why? Because it's gonna rain, and it never does. It never does. So there's that there too. Okay, so I've got this here. All right, let's move. Oh, I can see a dent from here. I can see from here. It didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me a little bit. But as long as the figure is okay, I'm okay. And like I say too, it's like, oh, if you're ever going to resell it, I'm never going to resell these. They're mine. Mine. Okay. Skyrider, hello, Paul and Mrs. Lee. Thank you for doing these videos. Oh, thank you so much for watching them. This is fun. This is fun. I want to make sure that I've got everybody. I've answered everybody here. Yeah, you know what I love too? It's like if I don't know the answer to something, and I don't often know, there's a great, there's so many great members out there who do know it and who are happy to share that, and I love that. I love that so much. So thank you so much, Cameron Ross, for that help. Getting that, and as well, before Cameron, it was a person for helping me out with trying to find the name of the weapons. That's great. And I saw something about Pickering in here, but I'm scooching back and forth. DLT 19 is for TKs. That's right. Hey, Christopher Colvin, new Instagram friends. How are you? I love your builds. I'm super impressed with your Vincent build and your R2, and I am right now in the midst of procuring the parts for an R2 build. Is that my grail, or should I go with the Ecto one? We'll see what my wife will put up with. Hey, baby. Happy anniversary. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hero Steve. Gaming videos, when? Oh, I know. I'm still got membership. Here's something cool, though. I think I found my new game. I was going to do The Last of Us, and I still think I'll do The Last of Us, like the walkthrough for that. But I discovered, my eldest, Noah, he downloaded it. Aliens Fireteam. Wow. If you're a fan of the Aliens franchise and you love the Colonial Marines and stuff like that, this game, I just played for about 10 minutes. Did not throw up because the games make me motion sick now because I'm old. But it was so much fun. And it's multiplayer. And you can team up. It's like fire teams of 3. Or you can play with the computer. And you have bots. But the feel is just right. The sound is great. It's the pulse rifle. It's the smart gun. It is the sounds of the aliens hissing and jumping around. That's spectacular. I think that's going to be my new jam for a little bit. But again, I need to figure out how to get the audio set up. Hip Optimus Prime knows my pain on this, because the way I have it set up now, what I'd like is to be able to hear the game and have you, if you're watching the game, hear the gameplay, but also hear me speak. And for whatever reason, I can't get that to sync up. It's the 21st century. You know, we can send billionaires to space. I can't figure out how to get the sound to work, but it's coming soon. But thank you, Hero Steve. Sorry, I just going through all these right now. Game, Pearson, Blinkhorn. Should bring Sumo when he was a Shang-Chi. Yeah, Hot Toy. That's a good one. Charles Stevens, hello from Southeast Texas. Lucky enough to be far enough west of IDA that we don't have to worry about the rain here. Yeah, IDA. IDA is a drugstore chain, so I saw that and went, fingers crossed for everybody in Louisiana. Man, last I heard, and this was before the baseball game at like 2 o'clock this afternoon, was that it had been upgraded from category to a category 4 before it hit land. Now, generally speaking, a lot of these, when they hit land, they calm down a bit. But yeah, just thoughts and prayers to everybody out there, and I hope everybody stays safe, because that's, oh man, that's a tough one. So we're really hoping that everybody stays safe out there. I'm going to scooch down. I thought I saw something about Pickering, but I will find it later. I'm sorry, my brain is mush. Robert saying I should also check out Destiny 2. A three-person fire teams, lots of great detail weapons action. Yeah, done. I will. Yeah, let's do that, Steve. Let's team up on Aliens Fire Team Elite. Now, I don't know if it's cross-platform yet, because we have it for the Xbox upstairs and down here, but I'm running off PS5. So depending on whatever one, we can play on it, because I have both systems. So there you go. Yeah, Yoko, did I hear you say you're going to build a real R2? That's the plan. I'm waiting for my wife to rush downstairs and hit me with something. That's the plan, actually. There are a number of different great resources where you can 3D print parts out, and I have a friend actually who's in the 501st and the Rebel Legion, and he's done that. There's a great community out there. I think it's Mr. Bradley's printed R2 like Astromechs, and they have detailed STLs that you can print out on a 3D printer and put together your own R2 unit. My buddy Frank Ippolito, he's building one right now. Now Frank and his company, they do some work for Lucasfilm, right? So they've done stuff. He was actually, if you watch season 2 of The Mandalorian, he was the not the Quarren, what's that race? Admiral Akbar's race. Oh my god, my brain is mush. One of you nerds help me. Admiral Akbar's species, not the Quarren, the Calamari, the Calamarian. So he is he's the dock worker with the blue sweater, where he's like guiding the Razor Crest down before it falls over. That's him. Anyways, he built that headpiece. But he's building an R2 unit, and they're building it for Lucasfilm, and so he's got all these templates and stuff, and so he's kind enough that he's actually going to be making some stuff for me. I'll be buying it from him too, but it's nice because he's got his whole shop, like the resources behind that, so it'll be an interesting thing. It's way more ambitious than a lightsaber build, but it'll be there. Skyrider asking, have I ever met Lauren Mary Kim? She's a stunt woman who did the mocap for Ahsoka and also stunted the armor of Fennec Shand and Koska Reeves. No, I haven't, but it makes my heart sing that her last name is Kim. I'm very proud of that. Proud of her for that. Dan, how's it going? Still so elated that Upper read my message. Made my day. Was much needed. How cool is that? Any plans for Toronto/New York meet and greet? What's next for Paul? Thank you, Dan, for the lovely, lovely donation. Yeah, I love New York City. Love it to death. We first went there in 2017, and that was kind of a bittersweet trip, just because the awesome part was I got to perform Kim's Convenience off Broadway. It was my first time in New York City. Fell in love with the city, and really, I'm kind of glad I went there when I did. Because if I'd gone there at a younger age, I never would have left. And that's the truth. And so, but if I never left New York City, I would have met my wife, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, butterfly effect. So, great memories of New York. One of the sad memories of New York is while we were there, my cat died. And that breaks my heart because I still feel guilty because the little shit died while we were gone. It was his last FU to us to make me feel guilty for not being there for him, basically. But I miss him a lot, and I'll always equate being in New York City with that great highs and that great low. But my wife and I, we enjoy going back to New York City. The last time we were there was just before the pandemic. I think it was 2018, and for Thanksgiving. And again, New York City, man, what a great. I would love to do to go to New York City Comic Con. That's one of my bucket list things to do, to check it out. There's great nerd geek culture in New York, and I love the energy and the vibe of that city. So we'll see. We will see. And cool thing is too, last time I was in New York, somebody recognized me on the street. That's cool. Like whenever you get recognized in like a big U.S. city, I think that's cool. It's like, hey, aren't you Paul Sun Young? And he said my name right, which is super awesome too. And I was like, oh my god, respect. That was great. So yeah, once this pandemic ridiculousness is done, absolutely plans to go to New York and plans to do all the different cons. I would love to do a con circuit to just do meet and greets and hang out with fans and friends alike and make new friends. Yeah, that's my big hope. Thanks so much for the donation again. Hip Optimus Prime, we definitely need to get the Twitch channel up and running. I know, I feel so dumb. And I can do so much more than just play video games on it. Like, there are builds I can do. I have blasters from the Blaster Factory. Metal blasters, like a DH-17, and I got the Mandalorian's pistol that are unassembled in a box, and I could just be putting it together and chatting with people on Twitch. But I just got to pull my head out of my ass, and I keep thinking of Twitch as just a gaming thing. I'm old, right? So I gotta get that out of my head, and yeah, just get on that. But again, it's time. Time is precious. Dan's asking if I'm on the RPF. I'm not on a replica prop forum, although I do have access to it. I use that to like stand on the shoulders of giants. And so if I'm doing certain builds, or if I'm on the lookout for something, or on how to build something, that's the place to go. And it's spectacular. There's so many geniuses on that. Cameron, I will hit you up. If you are building an R2, hit me up. I'm an old school R2 builder. Done. Done and done. I will do that. I'm really far behind Calamari. Yes, Bitter Troll. I did see the Ghostbusters Firehouse while I was in New York City. Hook and Ladder Company number 8 in Lower Manhattan. That was the first place we stopped, but they had the scaffolding up because they were revitalizing it, and that's another reason why I want to go back. I want to go back and visit Hook and Ladder Company number 8, and we need to go back to Coney Island so that we can ride the roller coaster there, because when we went, my youngest Miles, he was too short to get on the Cyclone, and so we made a pact. None of us went on it. I said, okay, the only time we'll ride it is together. So that's another reason why we need to go back to New York City, is that okay, go. Ethan Blinkhorn, Paul, do I ever get scared that I'll wake up surrounded by the baby Yodas just staring at me with those beady eyes? They're not really that beady, actually. They've got more life to them than you realize. And well, I'm worried now. It'll never happen. All right, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one. Say hi to Ruby for me. Give Gwendolyn a kiss. Vanessa saying you're from Long Island, New York City, but you live in New Hampshire. Headed there now, actually, and watching in the car. Ooh, I hope you're not driving and watching at the same time. Drive safe, Vanessa. Okay, Chris, Christopher Colvin's asking, have I seen the Black Series Luke Skywalker centerpiece? What are your thoughts? The Black Series one? Maybe I might, if you just refresh the Black Series or the Hot Toys? Luke Skywalker centerpiece. I don't know. No, I don't think I've seen it then, Chris. I've not seen it. So we're gonna have to look that up in a little bit. But before we do that, let's move on. Let's open some stuff. This is FUNBOXING Sundays, so we are gonna do some more fun boxings. Here we go. We got these two lovely 3.75-inch figures. There you go. Cara Dune. And this is the retro figure. So these are like the old Kenner toys with just like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. That's it. And here we have the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Captain Rex. And again, these were two very difficult ones to get initially. And so, you know, everybody was scalping. There are a lot of greedy people out there. So that is, yeah, that's interesting. Now that they're out and they seem readily available. I got these on Amazon and it was same day shipping. That's nuts, right? So there you go. Calvin, I actually do have a Black Series for both of these too, and I got them from pre-order. So I started collecting all of them. That's how I got it back into Black Series, was for the Mandalorian stuff, because I was gonna be in it, and I just I thought I can collect just the Mando stuff, and of course that was stupid, because there's no just collecting the Mando stuff when it comes to that. It's like. You know, every time I think I'm out, they bring me back in. You know, and I said, I'm out. I can't do Black Series anymore. Cannot do Black Series anymore. And then they freaking release, like, you know, Captain Rex with a cape. It's like, oh. So, you know, I'm trying to be a little bit more judicious in terms of the ones that I buy. But, yeah, it's a slippery slope. But one of the big things I actually have been trying to pull away from is the 3.75-inch figures. I know, right? He says as he's about to unbox two 3.75 inch figs. This was because it's Mandalorian with Cara Dune, and because I was gifted from Hasbro the others in the set for the Mandalorian, the retro series, and this completes the collection. And I unboxed the other one, so I'm gonna unbox her, which is great. And for the Clone Wars, just because it was available and everybody was going nuts over it, I was like, okay, I'm going to order this one. But I also realized that some of the Black Series, the vehicles that they have, they're scaled for 3.75-inch figures. Not for the Black Series 6-inch ones, because then they'll be gigantic. But, like, I've got a Millennium Falcon back there, Boba Fett's Starship, or the Slave one. Is back there. I have like a snow speeder. I have Imperial armor units back there, like the transport that they used in season 1 of the Mandalorian. And the thing is, you have all these, you know, vehicles, but no figures to sort of drive them or occupy them. And it's like, ugh. And that's what happened. Like, I've got an X-wing back there, no pilot, and no astromech droid that fits. So what do you got to do? You got to get 3.7. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. You going, Steve? Okay. All right. Oh, Halloween haunt build. All right. Have a good one, my friend, and I'll see you soon. Take care. All right. So, Ian saying, I have Slave 1 20th anniversary IDGO set and the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon. Yeah. I got the Falcon is the Galaxy's Edge one that I got that was on at Toys R Us, so it's there. Lego. I had to go. I should have figured that one out, Ian. That's good. All right. So here we go. Ethan saying, I just told my mom you read my comment. She says I need to buy one of your knives. I just want to make sure you are in a free custom one for use. Oh, yeah. Let's talk. I'd be honored, Ethan. I would be honored. You can email me at bitterasiandude@gmail.com. Drop me a line. Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, Tommy K, you have use again for a Darth Vader figure case. Absolutely, except my parents gave it away. Thanks for bringing it up. Shut up, Tommy. Just kidding. But they did. They gave it away with all my retro action figures. So, all right, let's open this up. It's going to be very difficult. Now, here's the thing that I want to say. Again, let's do this. The packaging was absolute shit. Now, if you're a mint in box collector, look away. It came like this, in a box with, I ordered gaff tape as well. Like actual gaff tape. And they just threw it all together. And so this was, I mean, the bend is here. If you're a mint in box collector, you'd want to send this back, because right here, this alone would drive, I know, a couple of people absolutely nuts, and there's no way they would keep it in their collection. So there's that. Amazon, you have to do a better job of packaging these. They're not just toys now. They're collectibles. You've been around long enough to know this. They should do that. This Captain Rex came in bubble wrap, but still you can see the crease in it from the gaff tape. And look at this corner right here. Just brutal. If you were, I know Daniel, you and I both know TJ. He's a mutual friend of ours. TJ would be like, no, absolutely not. Get that away. And yeah, rightfully so. Rightfully so. These things should be treated as collectibles. I was actually surprised they didn't just slap a shipping label on it and send it to me, because that's how I got some of my lightsabers. No brown shipper box, nothing. Just boom, slap the shipping label on it, and the boxes are toast. They are absolutely garbage. And again, it's a good thing I'm an opener, so I don't really care. But if you are a mint in box collector, yeah, it's I know, first world problems, right? First world problems, but there's still problems. All right, I'm gonna get back to this here. Okay, so Kenny, you know, thank you so much for that donation. For those of you who were here at the beginning, you already know we did this dance already. Where can one find such fine headwear like yours? We did it, so I'm just gonna do this again. Right there, thank you. Gone around. Joe Gladdy's in the house. You're in the basement. I see somebody referring to you. Melissa K saying hi to you. Joe, Thunder and lightning storm in Richmond Hill. Stay safe, my friend. Say hi to Maria for me. All right. So this is. Here we go. We'll open up Cara Dune first. Now, I could just rip it open and go, but it would kind of ruin the card. And one of the lovely things about this, the cards are actually quite nice, right? And I know some people who, even though they're openers, they like to keep the cards. But you know what? Did I keep the other cards for the other ones? Well, just in case I did, I'm going to get this knife and I'm going to carefully, cutting away from myself. That's proper knife safety. Just find that little edge in there and slice the backing of the card right off. There you go. And I run my finger. If I use the blade, what happens is you risk cutting through the card itself. So I just use the tip of the blade to just insert through that. And right, so you got some damage there. That I kind of screwed that one up. But I usually just rip these open and wreck the box anyways, and then you can see if you wanted to. You could reglue that back there, and that's you could save it so you still have the card there if you collect the card. Now you've got a bit of the bubble wrap there, but I usually throw these out, but I can't remember if I kept these or not. Yeah, so here is, I'm gonna get you out of here though. Huh, landed in the garbage. Okay. So here's Cara Dune. Let's zoom in. 3.75 inch, right? So, yay. And she comes with her blaster right there, which is based on a Japanese pistol. Josh, who's the head of props on the Mandalorian, constructed this weapon, and yeah, it's based on a Japanese World War II pistol. Can't remember the name of it. There's that, and this is supposed to be the Browning machine gun that she gets from the Mandalorian there. It's close-ish. I mean, it's recognizable-ish. It's got the dual drums, which is cool. But it looks more like, it kind of looked like a shotgun at first. But there's that. All right, see you, Cameron. Thanks so much. And here he is. This is Cara. She's got the trademark hair. You can see here. I don't know if you can see that. If you can see it, come on, focus. Focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus. No. What? What? Anyways, they're braids. There's braids there. Trust me. And her armor, she's got the shock troop tattoos. She's got her wrist gauntlets. And again, this is because it is retro. The arms only go straight out like zombie Cara Dune. And the legs again. Ha! Karate kick. Kick, kick, kick like that. That's about it. Right? There you go. The Horny Ewok. I'm mint in box and I recently pre-ordered the Suicide Squad 4-figure collection and Amazon sent me one with damage. Yeah, you should be livid. That's ridiculous. I hope you sent it back and I hope you said why and you get a new one. But with these things, they're so limited edition sometimes. It's like they're out of stock and then you get screwed. And you're lucky you got them at all, actually. That's another thing, bone of contention I have with Amazon. I've had so many pre-orders with Amazon just canceled out of the blue. It's ridiculous. And that's why I get into trouble with pre-orders. Because I order from a bunch of different places. Because I'm so afraid one of them is going to fall through that I want to have my bases covered. Because if you want a particular item on pre-order, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to go with a company that is absolutely trustworthy in terms of delivering on their promise to get you something for you that you've pre-ordered. And Amazon has dropped the ball so many times on that. But then I forget where I pre-ordered from, and I ended up with like 3 or 4 of the same thing. So shut up, Kevin and Tommy. I'm not going to say shut up to Yoko, because she's too busy laughing at me. But yeah, so that's Cara Dune. Right? She fits in. I've got, so, Grief Karga, Queel, IG-11, and the Mandalorian. Now I've got the complete set. And the baby, of course. Baby Yoda, or Grogu. So now she will join the pantheon of characters there, and she has the super kung fu grip for the pistola. Pistol. So she's got a pistol, and I'll put the gun over her shoulder, like the badass she is. Okay. How would I do it this way? There we go. There we go. So there it is. Cara Dune. Cara Dune. 3.75. That's Tommy saying they made her face kind of flat / pudgy. They could have done a better job with that. You know, it's tough though at this scale, dude. Like, honestly, I think for anything 3.75, if it's in the ballpark, that's not bad. That's not bad, right? I swear to God, I thought I saw it. Like, it depends on the angle too. See, from this angle here, she's not flat, pudgy, right? Just depends on angles. That's everything. So, shut up, Tommy. Have another drink, everyone. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this scroll thing because it's shameless plug. That's enough. But thank you again, Kenny, for that lovely, lovely donation and for helping me pimp out my merch. All right, so next up on the docket, we have Star Wars The Clone Wars, Captain Rex. And this, it was bubble wrapped. So this was bubble wrapped, and it ended up getting pooched harder than Cara Dune, and Cara Dune was in the same box. But yeah, so I'm glad that I'm so glad it was bubble wrapped, and I'm glad I'm a dirty, filthy opener because, you know, whatever. I'm just gonna go old school and just rip the crap out of this because I don't care anymore. Just gonna do this. Do this. See, look at the carnage. Oh my God! Look at it! I've ruined it. This goes in the garbage. Oh no! My Hot Toys box. Just kidding. Just kidding. Get you out. This goes in the garbage. I'm on the wrong cameras. Horny Ewok, I also had issues with Sideshow. You pre-ordered Baby Yoda scale figure, and they pushed back my order by 2 years. Oh my gosh. I just canceled it and got my money and lost my deposit. Oh, that sucks, dude. That really sucks. How could they have pushed it back? Because I pre-ordered mine from Sideshow like the moment it became available, and I waited, but that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Sorry. You should have... the customer service is usually really good, though. You should have... Hopefully, you would have had a chance to chat with them about it, because that's the one thing that they kind of promote themselves on, is having good customer service. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Okay. I just took out one of Captain Rex's pistols. Pistol! And then they're taped in. They are taped in like that. They are. That's 2 pistols. DC-17s, nerds? Is that what it was? I've already, I know we just spoke about it, and I totally just forgot. All right, here we go. He's out. He is out. He's out. So here he is. This is Captain Rex. This is a maximum magnification here. First thoughts. The sculpt is actually, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. He's got that articulation. Great. Sorry. I wasn't trying to make him jerk himself off. I was just testing the range of motion. It just looked like he was going, get your minds out of the gutters. The helmet sculpt is great. Come on, it's in the foreground. Cannon. Cannon M50. Oh my god. Focus. Focus. There we go. There we go. So there. You have the sculpt. I love it. The paint on, he's got the score marks, the little scores on his helmet. He's got the horns painted on here, the pauldron. See, this is a pauldron. This is what we call pauldron in the 501st. These are shoulder bells. This is a pauldron. This blue thing right there. He's got his ammo case holder there. He's wearing his cama, his holsters, thermal detonator, back armor. He's got, look at that. Look at his ankles. The ankles, do nice stop motion. Good range of movement on his. There you go. On his. Oh, this like seems a bit stiff. There you go. Oh, look at that. You can even twist. So you can, oh, my leg. Oh, no. Captain Rex, what happened? Oh, my knee. I've blown it away. Is that? And oh, look. The holsters actually have a gap that you can stick. You can put his pistols in. So he doesn't have to be holding them. He's actually got. These are usable holsters. Huzzah! Fantastic. And oh my gosh, what? Robert! Good lord. Here's a bit for the next unboxing. While saving the boxes is appropriate, wouldn't you agree that tearing one open occasionally is quite fun and cathartic? Absolutely. I wish I could destroy every single one of these boxes. Just, I mean, that was birthdays and Christmases at my house, right? Like the box didn't matter. It was what's inside the box, which made it so exciting. And now it's just like there's something so OCD and so like I gotta keep everything pristine. I don't know what it is about that. It's like everything in its place. And I think it was probably when you're a kid, you just want to play with it. You want to enjoy whatever that toy is, right? And as adults, we can't get away with that, and we can't just run around and it's like, oh, I'm hit, Cara Dune, you're under arrest, you can't do that. We could, but we don't. And so that's the thing. The joy is it's in when you're a kid. It was in the having and being able to play. Now, as the adults, it's more about just the having, and that's an interesting thing. I think it's a really, really interesting thing. It's why it's more, as adults, it's the accumulation of these things. It's like the accumulation of wealth, the accumulation of like I like collecting movies, And it's funny because it's like a lot of these movies I haven't watched, but I collect them, I buy them. This is, you know, deep thoughts. I've seen them, and I'm waiting for the right moment, but I know they're there. I don't have to depend on a streaming service or this. They're there in my collection, and on any given night I can go there, and it's like my version of Blockbuster Video. You remember that? How much fun it was just to go out and just like your evening, part of it was spent just walking around and like talking and talking about movies and trying to decide which one you wanted and grabbing one, taking the chance on it. I guess there's that's something that I really miss and love. Yeah. Anyways, but that is a great. Thank you so much. That is such a generous donation, Robert, stepping it up again with a massive donation to the channel. Thank you. And yeah, I absolutely agree that ripping a box open occasionally is quite fun and cathartic. Yeah, you know, especially if you're going to be keeping them. But I like this. Horny Ewok is saying, LOL, the excitement for the usable pistol holders is what makes this community the best. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a very simple man. I'm a very, very simple man. It's those little thoughts, those little details where you kind of go, yes, of course. Oh, makes me happy. I'm happy. I love it. But here's the other thing, though. Captain Rex now, he's just got pew pew fingers. Like his fingers are like completely. I could put a video game controller in there, and he could be playing a video game, or he could be like, oh yes, he's like, he could be plotting with his hands, like yes, rubbing his hands deviously. He could be reaching around and, oh look at that, he could reach around behind his back. He can scratch his own butt. I was just gonna make a silly joke about it, but he actually can reach around and scratch his own butt. I love that. This is, hey, okay, worth the wait. 3 point, Cara, you're lovely. Your retro aspect of this figure does touch the nostalgia vibes, sets them off, which is great. But this is, yeah, these are the figures that I played with. Very limited because let's walk away, right? The legs, it's just not really. Or let's sit in a ship and fly away versus something like this where he can reach around and scratch his own butt. Oh, and look at that. Look at the scar. Look at that. There's scarring on there too, which is awesome. This is awesome. We've got another super chat here. Thank you, Skyrider. $5. I can't stand dents in the ankle joints in the Hasbro figures. Oh, detents in the ankle joints in the Hasbro figures. How do I feel about them? It all depends. You know, it's just they can get in the way sometimes. Like whether they ruin the look of it for you, or whether or not, like just for posability. They don't really to be honest, they don't bother me that much because they just, okay, I'm gonna level with you here. Most of my stuff in the Black Series is still in box. I haven't unboxed a lot of them. They're easier to display when they're in boxes, and now Black Series, they're doing something really devious, and they are they're putting art on the boxes now. So I actually haven't taken them out. Part of me as well wants to start making dioramas and pose, having them, setting them up and posing them and taking pictures. Like there's some really great 1/6 shooter. They're on this channel and they often interact. They're like fantastic at doing that. And the stuff that you see for Hot Toys in terms of the dioramas that they create, yeah, absolutely. But I'm kind of neither here nor there with them because I haven't really noticed them. Sorry. But thank you so much for that lovely donation. Vanessa saying, I haven't opened anything in my collection since 1999. Some days I feel bad for them, like maybe I should open one. I hear you. Absolutely. I hear you on that because I too have many things that I haven't opened. Not since 1999. But there are a couple of things there, and like, oh, they should be enjoyed, right? Like I still do have a couple of Hot Toys down here that I haven't opened up yet, but I'm saving them as well for a Funboxing Sundays, so it's cool. So I have like the Scout Trooper down there. I still have, look at that. Where's that? I've got the Remnant Stormtrooper from Mandalorian, and I have the Flame Trooper, and I still have Luke Skywalker, and there's an R2-D2 down there. So yeah, I'm gonna get to them. They haven't been opened yet, but I'm saving a spot. I'm saving them so I can have something to do on Sundays. But I'm also hoping that my place I can reorganize it so I can display them. That's one of the reasons why I got that Princess Leia back there, the Hoth Leia, because she's right here. She was one of my first ones that I bought off of a friend, because basically he was selling her because he wasn't going to get a chance to display her. And he's a true collector. He thinks these things should be on display. And I love that. I love that. And it was a great deal for me. So I jumped at it and got a fantastic. And that's one of the things that got me in love with Hot Toys. Okay, you got to give me a second here. I'm going to go... I got to take a bio break. Gotta pee. So I'll be back. In the meantime, you can look at this. My Carson Teva card. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. It's just, suddenly I was like 5 years old again. I couldn't sit still. Yes, and I even washed my hands, Tommy. Shut up. Again, take a drink, everyone. Take a drink. Yes, Jetta Patrol. I would absolutely love to get on your channel. I love your work. Huge fan. Huge fan. And I don't know if you were on earlier on, but I was espousing that you do Hot Toy reviews the right way. What I do here is a mere shadow of what you do. So I'm really super chuffed. So yeah, let's get in touch. You can reach me at bitterasiandude@gmail.com. Yeah, that's absolutely. I think I'd be honored. I would absolutely be honored. So thank you, my friend. Oh, and that's what it meant. Louis Libitz was Jetta in the house, and I was trying to figure out, how did that? What? I thought I was referring to one of the figures that I was unboxing, and Tommy K. Yes, with the Simpsons. What's a diorama? What's a battle? Yes. Okay, sorry. And again, yeah, I was like, freaking, I had to pee. We were in Pickering, a small town outside of Toronto, for a baseball game. It was like 40-degree heat, chugging back the Gatorade and water just to stay hydrated. And I was just coaching, right? Like I wasn't even running. Like Miles was out there. He played shortstop, second base, and catcher, and he was in the outfield, and he was heavily involved in a lot of plays. And the hustle on this kid, I love watching my boy play. It's just like that age, he's almost 12, and at that age, I think baseball is the purest sport you will see kids play. It just, that makes my heart sing, because he's having fun, which is great. And so, and his team, it was the first win, our first win of the season. We were 1-5, I think, and the only one, the first win was forfeit, right? So it's the first real win of the season, and it's been great. And the kids have been doing a fantastic job, seeing them getting better every game and improving and really having a lot of fun. So that's, for me, this is the joy of coaching as well, is just doing that. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, Jet Patrol. This is very, yeah. It is a pain in the butt for BioBreaks in an X-Wing suit, because it's a jumpsuit with a zipper that comes up to here, but you've got a flak vest, the white flak vest on top of it, and you usually got a microphone for sound, but you have the chest box, and then you have the harness, the ejection harness, which runs down from the middle of the chest box, the flak vest underneath through your legs and up the back, and you've got 2 loops around your legs as well, and another belt over it. So you've got to take off all this yak to get to it, and it's just like, it takes forever and a day because the belts have to sit just right, and so it's a process. It's a process. So I'm glad I just just pop off into the basement bathroom. But that's it is a great comment to make. Skyrise saying, I want to know more about Carson's background and his family. Where are the rest of us Asians in the Star Wars universe? And they don't say K-Town or Chinatown. And don't say K-Town or Chinatown, that's right. I too would love to know more about Carson Teva or Teva's backstory. So, there we go. That's a great, I'd love it if they dug into that, but I mean, I'm but a small cog in a big wheel. It's just like, I'm so happy I'm just even part of that universe. So, oh, okay, Toffee20 just ordered the Mafex Mandalorian. Looks awesome. Do I have it? No, but Mafex or Mafex, they do spectacular work. And again, it's just, there's so much stuff out there, and it's just it gets overwhelming sometimes. But I'm gonna look it up because I did not know that they actually had stuff. I know Gentle Giant. I've got a couple of busts back there that were gifted to me by a friend, and that's pretty cool. I'd like to see what other companies do with these licenses, which is great. Speaking of which, too, like let's talk about De Nuo Novo, who have taken over, swallowed up, and taken on all the debt of Novos. I want to talk about this last week, and I totally forgot, but I want to make a separate video on this because it's such a big topic. For those of you who don't know, Novos was a high-end replica prop company that sold basically, had the licensing for not only Star Wars, but Star Trek, Ghostbusters, Battlestar Galactica, and they were offering high-end replicas. So, for example, Battlestar Galactica, they offered the old school, the old 70s version Viper jacket, the brown leather jacket with the accurate buckles and this and that. And they had people pre-order it and stuff like that. For the Star Wars universe, they offered like the helmets. I've got an Novus right here. This Mandalorian helmet. There's a Shore Trooper helmet. All these different helmets, and soft good uniforms like officers' uniforms, Han Solo's outfit, the X-Wing flight suit, all these different things. And what happened was, it was a bit of a Ponzi scheme. Because people would pre-order, pay money up front for these pre-orders, and then they would wait for years. And it's a big mess, and I want to get into it so later on, because I'd love to be able to sort of map out everything that happened. But eventually, what has happened in the end is De Nuo Novo seems to have bought out Novos, taken on all their bad debt. And they've teamed with, basically, De Nuo Novo is a partnership between Ruby's costuming company and NECA. Now, Ruby's has been in this game for a while, and they do the budget-friendly costumes, right? So the things where, they have a version of the Darth Vader outfit, and it's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. And if you're on a budget of like, $200 or less, that's real value for it. And they have, they've got Ghostbusters costumes. They have all the Marvel superhero costumes. And so they're known for that budget sort of costume look. And they have the deluxe versions of these costumes, which are a little bit more, have a little bit more production value to them, for lack of a better concept. It's not like, you put on a jumpsuit with the armor painted on, right? They actually have some rubber pieces that you can put on. So that's them, but they've got this reputation of being a lower end or a budget friendly costuming company. NECA, as you know, they are known for the well, here, for example, NECA, they've got this. They do the figures for the thing. This is just the box because my McCready was in here. Oh, his head! He must have fallen because he was up there, and I think he fell down. I'll save McCready later. But they're known for these for these higher end figures. They're like 7-inch. I like them a little bit. They're a little bit more expensive. Not by much, but like they're kind of like, it's like the Black Series version of the Hasbro stuff. But I find the sculpts on these are fantastic. If you just look at, you can see some of the detailing in that, and the packaging is exquisite, which is why I like to keep it around. So they are very well known, and they've teamed up with Rubies, and they've made this company. And I know there are a lot of members in the cosplaying community who have been burned by Anovos and have been waiting for years. And I'm not talking 1 year. I'm not talking 2 years. I'm talking 3 or 4 years for stuff that they've paid money for in good faith and have been ripped off. So the new Anovo, they've got a new website. The Anovos website is gone. In its place, you get redirected to De Nuevo Novo, and they're offering a number of Star Wars helmets for sale. One of which is the Mandalorian helmet, which I have on pre-order through Anovos, and they've not shipped. The cool thing about De Nuevo Novo is they have pledged to fulfill most of the back orders. Now, I don't know what that means if you're waiting for a Cassian Andor jacket. I don't know what that means if you're waiting for a Battlestar Galactica thing or a Ghostbusters Proton Pack. I don't know. But what I know is I reached out to them, and I had and they, in the press release they said, hey, if you give us your order numbers and what the materials are, we will contact you within 3 days, and we'll get back to you on how we will fulfill these orders. And to their credit, they responded in 2 hours. That's the quickest response I've ever gotten. Anovos would I would not hear any. I would have to send angry emails. And in the true Canadian fashion, I would wait a week and go, okay, it's been a week. Oh, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 3. And then it's sort of like, this is disgusting. What are you doing? And then I got a response. But the new Anovo, they responded right, and they pledged. So I'm getting my Mandalorian helmet that, like, this I got through a third party seller through eBay, because I thought, that's it, I'm not going to get the Mando helmet, and I wanted it. So the new Anovo has pledged that I will get it September. We'll see. I certainly have nothing else to lose, because the money's gone. Like, Anovos, they don't have to do anything. So the fact that they're trying to make good, I think bodes well. And they need to win the trust of the cosplaying community back again. That's the best way to get everybody to buy your product. And if you want to sell high-end product with the prices, because they're looking at, like, some of the helmets are $650 US. And I know there are some independent makers out there who make better buckets for less money. The thing is, they're not licensed, right? So there's a bit of that gray area. But if De Nuevo Novo wants to have people buy from them, they need to step up and fulfill all these. They need to create that goodwill. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to do that. And so, yeah, so I have that, and I have got my Red 5 helmet from 3 years ago that I pre-ordered through them. So we'll see, because I have the Black Series one up there, and I've got the Black Series Mando helmet there too, which is great. But there is a big difference between something that's made out of plastic and is for display and for play, which is awesome, and something that's cast in resin and fiberglass with a proper paint job and for heavy duty sort of cosplaying, right? So that's the thing. And I've done comparison videos too, and they've each got their pros, they've each got their cons, and it's kind of what you want. And I wanted something that was a little bit more screen accurate, because the stuff from Anovos was scanned from actual screen used elements. So there's that. Yeah. Jedi Patrol, you're right. Black Series Mando helmet is great value for the money. The paint job on that is fantastic, too. Okay. Yeah, the new Lenovo Mando helmet is $700. It does look amazing, but it should be. I mean, for that much it should be, but it's this. This is the Lenovo version of it, right? Like this is, and again, I got this through a third-party seller through eBay. They were getting rid of their collection, and you know, it's like the interior design. It's designed for cosplaying. There's the Lenovo's tag in there, made in the USA, because they shipped from being produced in China to being produced and painted in Texas. But they just, I think they just dug themselves too much of a hole. And I've always, I think Lenovo makes great product, but they just had a really shitty business model, and I think they got caught. And I think they prioritized some contracts with Lucasfilm because, you know, scuttlebutt is they provided the stuff, a lot of the helmets for Rogue One, for Galaxy's Edge, and they kind of screwed their customers who had actually paid the money up front in order to continue on. So I think some questionable decisions were made, but I think the attempt, as late as they were, like I got my Darth Vader, I've got a video on my YouTube channel, my Darth Vader helmet, which I never thought I was going to get. And again, I bought one through a third-party seller on eBay, and then 3 weeks later, Lenovo's shipped my Darth Vader helmet. So the attempt was there. I just think they just dug a hole so deep they couldn't get to it. So there you go. But this is a lovely one. And I've also got on pre-order through Sideshow the EFX Mandalorian Season 2 helmet. And I'm dying to compare the Lenovo's and the Denuvo Novo. That's a mouthful. Denuvo Novo helmet, because it should actually be the Lenovo's version. So I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison when I get it. And then the EFX helmet. There you go. But I'm blathering on. My lord. Let's do some unboxing, because that's what this channel, this stream is supposed to be. Unboxing and just listen to me barf out stuff. Okay, here we go. We have here, this is the retro re-release, the Kenner and Hasbro of the Ghostpopper from the real Ghostbusters animated series. This came out, and well, there you go. You got Egon right there. Got a happy kid wearing safety goggles. Safety first. I get it, but like, it's Nerf. Okay, let's open this up. 8+, and there's a warning. There's a warning on it. Do not aim at eyes or face. Use of eyewear recommended for players and people within range. Use only official Hasbro projectiles. Other projectiles may not meet safety standards. Do not modify projectiles or blasters. That's the first thing I do with my Nerf guns, is you open them up and you adjust the tension on the springs so that those suckers fly. You either mess with the firing rate or the power, right? That's what you're supposed to do. So, of course, they have a warning about it. Basically, don't have fun with this. Let's look at the back of this. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. Ghostpopper. So here you have the cutout targets with the base that you can shoot with the their version of Nerf. It's a foam, looks like some sort of a foam marshmallow thingy. How ironic, the marshmallow pellet being shot at the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And of course, this is supposed to look like a neutrino wand, right? You've got smiling child here. This is an essential piece of the real Ghostbusters equipment. I don't know. He's not really smiling with his eyes, right? It's like he's being told, smile, you're having fun, right? Good night, Dan. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, I hope. Here we go. And with the Ghostpopper, you can store them, you can load them, you can blast them, but it doesn't say if you can eat them. Ooh, and look, on the bottom, there is one last Ghostbusters target. Yes. Alright, so let's open it up. Always cutting away from myself. Oh no, I've ruined the resale value. Take a drink. Take a drink. Can I? Oh, really? You taped it in? It's taped in. It's taped in. This is why. Because there's such a huge run on these. Because people are just ripping them off. Oh, and this also came courtesy of Kevin at Toying Around. He was at Walmart and he was like, "Hey, do you want this?" He texted me a picture of it. I was like, "Nah, not really." And he was like, "It's half off." So it was like $14. I was like, "All right, for $14." Because this was $30. Can you imagine that? $30. What a steal. Okay, so it's got here are the foam poppers that you need eye protection for. They've got the standard little elastic ties here. I'm going to snippety snip, barber trick them out of existence. There you go. So here is the Ghostpopper. So dangerous looking. I don't have my goggles, so I'm a little bit nervous. These are so silly. Really? That's garbage. Okay. I'm not supposed to shoot my face. Thanks, Val. I appreciate that. Here we go. So these are... Oh my god, they're so dark. These are so gosh darn dangerous. They're hard. What am I going to do? They're actually not as spongy as you would think. They're pretty firm, actually. But they're Nerf. Like, it's not like I'm shooting rocks at somebody, right? And you can store them up here. Look at that. There you go. Right? And that's the handle. This is the, I guess. Oh yeah, that's very simple pumping action. Wow. I'm gonna put somebody's eye out with this. Here it is. This is my weapon. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, this weapon is useless. Without this weapon, I am useless. Well, let's see how much we can. If you need goggles for this, I swear, this is the firepower is just overwhelmingly. This is must. No, it's fun. It's for kids who are 8 and up who need goggles in case one of these projectiles that is hand pumped hits them in the eye. We've become our worst enemies. I mean, this is covering your ass at its best. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. Sure. I wish it did actually do. I mean, let's see the range. It's not bad, but it does this slow sort of pathetic tumble. It doesn't even fly straight. It kind of tumbles end over end to it. So it's like there's got to be a way of increasing the. Maybe that'll be another video. We'll mod this so that you, and then you'll put your eye out or something. Yeah. That was fun. Hey, Kevin, thank you. It's Ghostbusters branded stuff. Maybe I could shoot, if you could shoot real marshmallows out of this and like feed the dog, that would be fun. I think I might do that. Or like feed yourself marshmallows. Right? Okay. Mod it to shoot potatoes. Yeah. That's another one. How to weaponize your Ghostpopper. Alright, so that was a bit of alright. I'm gonna put this Mando helmet back. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a. Oh, I'm thirsty. Really thirsty. Coke Zero. They've rebranded. Looks like a real Coke can, except it's in black, and it also says zero sugar. It's not bad. Not bad. I actually kind of do like the rebranding, and they've done Diet Coke as well. They've rebranded it that way, too. Full Nerf jacket. The movie. Yes, there's a fantastic Nerf war movie on YouTube, and it's like it takes place in an office place, and they're the ones with the blue team and the red team, and yeah, I think it's called The Office War, and it's fantastic. If you're a fan of Nerf, it's incredible. It's a fun one. So look it up. That's a fun one too. Okay. I wanted to share something different with everybody here, and so I got some again with this great shirt from my buddy Norm Wilner. He got this at Uniqlo in London, England, 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago, just before the pandemic, because it was for my birthday, and we exchange gifts every year now. I was saying at the beginning, we share the same birthday, not the actual year, but we do share the same day, which is August 16th, and this year he got me something super cool that I want to share with all of you, because I thought it was just too cool to not share, and I'm just gonna, I should have done this with that. I have all these monitors up and running, and I never have anything here. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, and now it's in frame, and now I'm ready to share it with all of you. This was Norm's gift to me, right here. He got this picture from an artist in North Hollywood, California, by the name of Livio Ramadelli. To do this. Now, at the end of every Mandalorian episode, they have like these pictures that are kind of like Ralph McQuarrie inspired. And in the episode that I was in, he and his wife Kate were anxiously awaiting my card to sort of show up. And when it didn't, he was like, "Oh, that's too bad." But he knew somebody who could do this, and so this is what they got commissioned. So this is that scene at the end of the second episode of The Mandalorian that I was in. Yeah, this is something that I was absolutely blown away by that. It's such a lovely thing, and that got me to thinking of all the other wonderful pieces of art that have been gifted by friends throughout the years as well. There's one actually upstairs, Ray. It's actually hanging up, and that's why I didn't take it down. But Blue Dragon, my buddy Ray, who I sometimes call Rob, because when he was when he had the zombie gamer tag or whatever, he commissioned another artist to paint a picture of me as Carson Teva, which is fantastic. Yeah, this is something that is just like that's so cool. I mean, just living the dream of being on the series, and then having all these great remembers. It's like Jason Lowe making those custom figs. Like Corey Hollisey, who did the same thing. It's stunning, and the generosity of fans is tremendous. And it doesn't stop there. Because I have my buddy Anil Sharma, who did this. Now he as well is an artist. He does Topps Toys cards as well. Topps cards as well. This is one of his cards that he's done himself. But when I was out in Vancouver visiting, Anil generously gave me this card, which is his work as well. I'm gonna just do that. Focus in. So this is his work. It's all signed, Captain Rex, right? New Visions by Anil. But this was a sketch. I was actually on Generation X-Wing, their podcast, and while I was on there, Anil was sketching this out And then he colorized it and gave me this version too, right? So that's incredible thing, you know, that I love. There, and then from here too, again, this was left on my doorstep by a very lovely human being, Mel Dade, who's on this. You see her; she's Mel Dade on this. She's an artist herself, and she paints some beautiful watercolors. And this was left on my doorstep with a lovely card saying "You deserve" from her. And that's, again, this is something I love. I love this piece. It's just so beautifully done, you know, and it really is, like, look at that. See, it's better than best. It's better than pretty good. It's actually quite lovely, and I really do enjoy this. Thank you so much, Mel, for this. Like, it means a lot, because you put so much effort into this too, and sharing your artistry. It's touching. I love it. Thank you so much. As well, there's another. She's here tonight as well. This is Brandy Wood. If you check out her Instagram page, she is an incredible artist as well. And this is something that I got from her a few months ago. And this is, again, I'm blown away by this. And she left. It's a lovely note in here that she left for me, but also about the stages of progress that she had in making it, that she shared with me. I'm just fumbling around here trying to get it out of the sleeve without wrecking it. Hold on a second. There we go. I'll do that instead, right? So the different phases of how this worked was great. Love it. So yeah, Brandy Wood art. I mean, she's like, look at that. That is stunning. That is stunning. So much appreciated too. And then we've got this other wonderful piece. I just gotta dig it up here. This was from Jay Salvador, but sent to me by my friends Red 5 and Friends. Right here, this is a series that he does of, like, the sort of super emo friends, and I'm honored to be part of it. And they sent me a couple of issues of it, and I had to sign them. I signed one and sent it back, and then they let me keep this one copy. But it's great, and there's even a little framed picture that I have up on the wall, so I didn't want to take it down. But of Mr. Kim in front of Kim's Convenience with the close sign. So again, this is something that, again, it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to how fantastic and how creative and talented and loving and generous this community is. I am honored and blown away by that, and to be to be feted or honored in that way. It's humbling. It's humbling. So I want to say thank you. I have many other pieces. I've got them in a Safe Plus, and again, I want to be able to display them. And so they'll be out there, and I will link descriptions, the names of the artists on this. I wanted to surprise them. I think Brandy was here at the beginning. I know Mel just saw her work there too. Anil, I'm not sure if he's watching this, but they're great shout-outs, and, like, you know, game recognizes game. The talent is out there. Keep working at your craft. Keep doing what feeds your soul, and you know, that'll keep it going. I think that'll keep you going, especially during stupid times like this with the pandemic. It's just it's what keeps us connected and what keeps us human. Anyways, I've been prattling on. But I'm super happy to be doing Funboxing Sundays with all of you all. It is 9:31. This is one of my longest live streams. Thanks so much for being a part of this. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm going to be... Oh, what's happening in the comments? What is this? I don't know what's happening. Oh boy. What's happening here? Well, I guess that's when you know you've made it. When people start spamming your chats with garbage. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I totally missed that. But okay. Oh, well, that's awesome. That's racist comments. That's lovely. That's lovely. That's when you know you've made it. Anyways, let's forget about those jerks because like death and taxes. That's a part of life. What we can do is just sort of is move forward for that. I have no idea what was said. I didn't see it, and I am so sorry, everybody. That's got to be really upsetting, and we'll find out what's happened there, and we will just go on with that. I'm now I'm kind of pissed off, to be honest. I want to see what it is that they said, and yeah. Anyways, I can hear it's raining out. Podrick's come downstairs. It must be thundering. But I just want to take this opportunity again to say, hey, thank you so much for your understanding, for your support. I love you all. Stay safe in this time of COVID. Wear a mask. We still gotta wear masks. Wash your hands. Stop touching your face. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Delta variant's very scary. It chances are, like, again, the vaccines, they're supposed to prevent you from getting super sick so that you don't have to go to the hospital, right? It's not a guarantee that you're not going to get the virus, but if you wear a mask and stay distant and just be a little bit more patient and a little bit more festive, we can get through this. So stay safe, all of you. And I'm looking forward to next week where we'll do some more fun boxings and chat a little bit more about how our week went, okay? At the end of the day, too, just be kind. Okay. See you.